All right. We are so back.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. It's the Groovy Dave podcast. Where I get to I get to sit down and have some fun conversations with some incredible artists in the Athens and Atlanta music scene. Very, very excited for today's guest. He's a friend, great guitarist, just incredible person, does great vocals, just huge supporter of everybody in the scene. Looking forward to being able to celebrate him today. My dog, Will York
What's up, man?
of Vindictive Mind. Go check him out.
Yes, sir.
How we doing, man?
Doing great. How about you?
Doing good. I'm doing good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I'm just excited to sit down, chop things up,
Yes,
and
sir.
see what's what. Let's just start with Vindictive. What you guys got going on? What's been going on with that?
Well, we just released our debut single, Chopping Block, back in March. It's been a long time coming because we've been gigging for about a year, and people are always asking us, like, hey, y'all have, like, anything on Spotify and whatnot? And I always had to tell them no for the longest time, but now I can say yes. We have our song Chopping Block out there, and we have our second single, God Complex, coming out June 19th on all platforms.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Yeah, really hyped for that one because that has probably what is one of my most favorite riffs I have ever written.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hell yeah. You said June 19th?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, I can't wait. No, that's going to be sick.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for everybody to hear it.
Okay. Talk to me about what got you into music, and not just, like, obviously, like, when did you start playing and all that stuff, but then when was the moment where you were like, I wanna like do this.
All right. So I originally started playing guitar in 2015, my freshman year of high school. Like, summer going into that, I discovered Black Sabbath's Paranoid for the first time, and I read online somewhere, saw in a video that their guitarist Tony Iommi is missing two of his fingertips on his fretting hand, and like he made some like prosthetic ones so he could keep playing, and I thought that was so badass. And like just listening to some of those riffs on those songs like War Pigs and the title track Paranoid, and of course Iron Man, I was like, yo, this shit's cool as fuck. I want to do shit like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, in high school, I was really into playing guitar. I would play at least like 2 hours a day, like every day. And like, unfortunately at that time though, like I was having trouble like starting a band and like finding people that were into the same shit as me. And when I graduated, I kind of put the music thing to the side for a while and just focused on like working. And it wasn't until like late 2023, early 2024, I started getting back into it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. The moment I realized that this was something I want to do was when I went and saw Silly Goose in Hell at the Masquerade, and I think it was February 2024. It was them, Actus Reus, Frigga 5. It was my first time seeing all three of those bands, and I remember watching them on that stage and like seeing the Hell stage for the first time, and like that was my first time at the Masquerade. Like in general, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And around that time, I was starting up a project with a drummer I had met on this app called Vamper, which, for those of you that don't know, it's like Tinder for musicians.
I was just about to ask, is that just like Tinder for musicians?
Yeah, so basically what it is like you make your profile, you put your age, where you're located, what you play, like what bands and what genres you're into, and like you swipe left or right on people based on that. But yeah, so I met a drummer on there, and like we were working on some shit, writing some songs together, and then unfortunately he had some family stuff come up and he had to move all the way back home to fucking Colorado.
Oh, damn.
So that whole thing just kind of fell through. But not too long after that, I started like learning about the recording process and like getting into that. I bought an interface and a mic and some other shit from an old friend of mine, and I started tracking some demos.
Oh hell yeah.
And like, I was like, okay, I have these demos. I don't know what's gonna come of it,
Yeah.
but they're here.
Okay.
And it was just some ideas I had. And then I met our former vocalist Umbra from that same app.
Okay.
And
got you.
we started working together, and like that's how Vindictive Mind was created essentially. And like way we came up with the name was he had wanted to name the band Vindictive after a song by a band called Slackjaw.
Okay. Yeah. Love Slackjaw.
And we were like typing these name ideas into Spotify and Apple Music to see if any other artists had these names, and
Yeah.
that name was taken. And like there was one idea we had that had the word mind in it, and I was like, yo, what if we did Vindictive Mind? So yeah, that's how that came to be.
Oh hell yeah. No, that's awesome. Talk to me about just some of y'all's like core influences as a group, and just like y'all's sound and some of the things that you try to go for and who inspires you guys.
Well, we have quite a few different influences, like between the four of us. Like me, myself, I'm influenced by a lot of like 90s and early 2000s rock and metal, like Alice in Chains, Seven Dust,
Yeah.
Deftones, Chevelle, you know, shit like that.
Absolutely.
And I've also been getting into a lot of these like newer bands who are like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're more like grunge, shoegaze coded, but like still pretty heavy, like Super Heaven, Soul
yeah.
Blind,
Yeah.
Loathe, shit like that.
Yeah.
And like I try to find a way to like bring those two worlds together. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
like, a lot of the shit that's coming out nowadays has a lot of that like late 90s, early 2000s kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
And I love to see that.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful to see it coming back into the
Oh,
fold.
yeah. Yeah, Bleed is another band that does that really
Yeah.
well. I really fuck with those guys.
Really good.
And then Nino is really into like 80s thrash metal and glam metal, but he also really likes like Shine Down and Breaking Benjamin and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then Ethan and I have pretty similar tastes. Like he's a big Chevelle fan, but he's also really into like Slipknot, Thornhill, and Sleep Token, you know, bands like that. And then Patrick is really big into like hardcore and slam, you know, shit like that. And then all four of us, like I said, we have like very different influences, but I feel like we kind of bring that all together and we make something really cool with it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like you can, you know, obviously I've been to a good bit of your shows.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you can very clearly tell like the influences and some of the stuff that you guys are into. And, you know, especially like, I mean, as soon as you start to talk about Patrick's influences, like I just watching the man play, I already know. Okay. Because he can like, and all that. It's so great. I love it.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
love it. But yeah, no, it's so cool to see like just how all that stuff gets blended together to form you know, just the solidified sound that you guys have.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna pause. Let's get some quick hitters in while we're
All right, let's do it.
do some quick hitters while we're doing this. Let's go with a fuck, marry, kill.
Oh god. Oh god.
Let's go fuck, marry, kill. And we're gonna go fuck, marry, kill. I am gonna include some music people in this.
Oh shit.
Okay. We're gonna go. Let's go. Cherry Cantrell.
Okay.
Josh Homme.
Okay.
And okay, you got a poster of him on your wall, Jimi Hendrix. Who you killing, bro?
That one's easy. It's Josh Homme. Well, like I don't dislike Queens of the Stone Age, but like it's not like something I would go out of my way to listen to. I'm sorry to disappoint any of you people I really like who may be Queens of the Stone Age Josh Homme
I'm not
fans.
gonna lie, I got a lot of followers that stand for Josh Homme, so this is gonna be a fun one.
Hey, they do have some songs genuinely that I really fuck with though, like "Song for the Deaf" or whatever it's called.
Yes.
Like that intro.
I mean,
is
it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic. Okay.
And Little Sister is really good too.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we're killing Josh Homme.
Yeah.
Who you fucking and who you marrying?
Shit, I guess I'll marry Jimi Hendrix. Fuck Jerry Cantrell.
Okay. I can get down with that.
Yeah, Jerry Cantrell is like one of my biggest heroes, like when it comes to music, and somebody I draw a lot of inspiration from.
Hell yeah. Yeah, going back to Vindictive, we talked about how the band got formed, inspirations, all that stuff. Already released Chopping Block. New single getting ready to my God, I can't talk. New single getting ready to drop June 19th, correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you guys working towards an album?
I know we had talked about doing like a full album for our first release, but I think we might be scaling that back just a little bit to like a 6-song EP.
Yeah.
Because like this is what got me thinking about that. Excuse me.
You're good.
Like a lot of the stuff that would have been on like the first album, like was stuff that was written like when the band first formed and like our earlier material.
Yeah.
So I just feel like the first release should kind of capture like early Vindictive Mind and like our transitional period from like after Umbra was out of the band and we brought Ethan on and we were like switching over to like Nino and I trading off vocals.
Yeah.
Because we have this one song, Facade, that's usually one of the last songs we play live.
That song rips.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That was the first song that was written by this current iteration of Vindictive Mind, like me, Nino, Ethan, and Patrick. I just feel like that would make sense to be like on the second release because what was that? Where was I going with this? Our second release, I was thinking, should be something that captures more of like what we are now and like what we're working towards.
Okay. So that would be after the EP that you're wanting to release.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's what's up. Yeah, I think. Yeah, EPs. I mean, it's a great move. It's something.
For sure.
My dog, Bo. Shout out Bo Anderson.
Yes, love that guy.
I am Bo Anderson. You are Bo Anderson.
We are Bo Anderson.
Exactly. It's something like I've talked to him about at length, and he's a big believer in like EPs are the wave. And I mean, it works because I mean, like it's one is really tough to put together a full length album.
Yeah,
it's a lot and I also feel like you have, I don't want to say less freedom, but in a way it is a little bit more constricting. I mean, you would know better than me because you actually make music and I don't. But I feel like it is not necessarily constricting, but you kind of need to narrow down your focus more, I feel like, with a full-length album versus an EP. You can kind of, with an EP, you can play around a little bit more.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty true to an extent, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like, the way I see it is like, yeah, doing an EP as your first release is not a bad move, but really, like, it's all about what you want to do and, like, what you think feels right for your band and your sound, because like there's really no wrong way to do it.
Absolutely.
Like Frigga 5, they did a full length for their first release, and that is like one of the best albums by a local band that I have ever heard. I think.
yeah, no, Machine Man is incredible. Like the writing on that album. Then also shout out to Studio 10. Josh is amazing. He absolutely destroyed the production on that album
for sure.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, there really is no wrong way to go about it. You know, what's the kind of headspace that you like to be in? How do you like to, like, approach writing and all of that stuff?
That's a good question. Like, I don't have, like, a one specific way that I like to go about writing. And, like, sometimes, like, I'll just have a riff idea pop into my head, then I'll go pick up a guitar and like just kind of fuck around with it.
Yeah.
And like see if it'll actually work or not. Like, no, we have this one song called Levelhead. I actually came up with the main riff for that one when I was like bedridden, sick with the flu.
Oh yeah.
And like that riff was also partially inspired by the chords that were used on the chorus of Stay Together for the Kids by Blink-182.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
And I was like, what if somebody did this and did it more of like in a style that's like what we do, like alternative metal kind of shit?
Yeah.
And like Blink-182 was like one of my early influences, and like Tom DeLonge was one of my main guitar idols when I first started playing.
Oh, hell yeah. No, that's awesome. I like... kind of getting off the trail here, but I really enjoy not Phantom Dan. Obviously, I enjoy Phantom Dan. I really enjoy Blink 182's like. I've never really dove into their catalog like that, and it's like it's not like a. I'm not talking shit about Blink 182.
Oh,
Don't get it twisted. No, do not come for me. But yeah, is that? Do you take a lot from them as well?
I mean, kind of. Like, I was really big into them back in high school. I remember I got Take Off Your Pants and Jacket on CD like around that time, and like I just remember like relating to that album because like a lot of their material like on that album and like more of their early stuff from that decade is like adolescence and like coming of age kind of themes, and like I was like 15 or 16, so I found myself really relating to like a lot of the shit they were describing in that album.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I got another silly question for you.
What's up?
Okay. So this was a big discussion. I feel like it was like a year or two ago. It was like a real big debate.
Okay.
I think it was last year. The 100 Men versus the Gorilla. Whose side are you on?
I don't know, honestly. Like,
I'm gonna say right now, that ape is fucking him up.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards that. Not gonna lie.
No, it's like Tristan, you my brother, you my dog for life. Okay, that's my ride or die. I fucking love you, bro. That man is dead wrong. Okay, that man is convinced that 100 men could beat the gorilla, and I think that's insane.
But then again, like, I get what you're saying, but it also kind of boils down to like the 100 men and like the gorilla, like themselves, you know?
You could take an average gorilla, you could take 100 men, 100 average men. That gorilla is ragdolling everybody. I mean, one is significantly stronger than everybody. Two, agile, has opposable thumbs. That matters.
Yeah.
And literally can crush people's skull with their hands. Like, imagine, okay, say for some fucked up reason we get drafted to the 100-man squad. Okay? We sitting there,
You know, there's probably gonna be some dude that's gonna, you know, try and be the leader, trying to hype everybody up.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. And they're gonna lead some charge, and the dude starts charging this gorilla, and the gorilla just sits there. I'm running.
Oh, me too. Me fucking too, bro.
I'm not fighting no damn gorilla.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, gorilla would eat my fucking ass alive. Like, I mean, look at me.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not fighting, bro. I do not believe that 100 men could beat a gorilla. It just scientifically, to me, it just doesn't seem possible.
What if it was like 100 like NFL offensive linemen going up to a gorilla?
100 offensive linemen. Okay, in fairness, then we gotta pick the biggest fucking gorilla there is. Okay?
All right.
Biggest damn gorilla. I'll look it up. Okay? What is the size of the biggest gorilla? This is ridiculous. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so typical males for large gorillas will be 500 pounds and 6 feet tall.
Oh shit.
Yes. However, the largest ape apparently was 860 pounds.
Oh my god. That's like 7 or 8 of me. Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying. 860 pounds of pure muscle
Yeah, no.
versus 100 offensive linemen.
Yeah, no. Those 100 men don't stand a chance. Holy shit.
They're so strong. They can lift a car on their own. Like,
I'm sure.
I don't get it. I mean, look, if y'all think that 100 men could beat the gorilla, leave that shit in the comments and present your arguments, okay? And I will sit there and I will promptly respond to you and tell you that you are dead fucking wrong. But by all means, please engage on my posts because, you know, it's good for me. But
Yeah.
okay. So are we settling on we team gorilla?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
there
I
we
think
go.
So.
There we go. All right. Let's get back to the music stuff.
All right.
What's your favorite part of all of this?
Ooh. Now that's a good question for sure.
Yeah.
Well, like I think my favorite part of all of this, like being in the scene and stuff, is like the whole community aspect of it.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I really saw that like when we did our headlining show at the Blackstrap back in February.
It's a great time.
Yes.
Great time.
If you know, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, like we didn't have like a super crazy turnout there. I mean, it was a good turnout for sure. Like we didn't sell it out or nothing, but like I could feel like there was this strong sense of like togetherness and brotherhood there that night. And that's really one of my favorite things about all of this. And like that's one of the reasons why I got into playing music more seriously in the first place, is because I wanted to bring people together.
Yeah.
Because like I was talking about earlier, like I'm inspired by a lot of like older stuff and newer stuff, and like I kind of want to bring together like fans of both, you know, like
absolutely.
with our sound.
Yeah. No, for sure. And like, you know, going back to, you know, talking more about that show at Blackstrap, like that was, I think that's a perfect example of just the scene here.
Exactly.
Because like,
I agree.
You know, there was like, you know, probably like maybe like 30, 40 people there.
Yeah.
But, you know, you get the right people at a show and damn it, it'll feel like there's 300 people in the room,
I
man.
know, right?
Like,
Yeah.
and I think it's just such a cool thing because of like, you know, we talked about it a little earlier in terms of just the scene and everything. But, you know, and, you know, talking back to also something that you mentioned earlier in terms of like, you know, you don't really ever want to say that like somebody's music is bad.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, just the fact that they were brave enough to release something and get up on stage and do something.
Yeah.
That in itself deserves respect.
Exactly.
And I think it's one of the coolest things that I see amongst all the musicians in the scene and, you know, all the people that are also like involved in the scene as well.
Yeah.
Where it's just like we all ride for each other so hard strictly because of the fact that we understand that part of it, you know, in terms of just like it's fucking scary getting up on stage. It's fucking scary putting your name out there, doing all of that stuff. But then like at the same time, it's just like, you know, if I rock with this music and I like this like I am going to go as hard as I possibly can because I want to celebrate them and I want them to feel that same feeling that I also seek when I'm up on stage.
Yeah, for sure, man. And like one thing, like I was talking to Zach from Intention about this, is like one thing I try to do is like
shout out Intention.
Yeah, fucking love those guys for real. Like I try to be like a resource for people who are like just like starting out and like trying to get into all this, whether it's like a musician like trying to start a band. Like I'll tell them like, hey, check out Vamper and whatnot, or like if it's a band like trying to get more shows or something. Like I know I've referred a couple people to Ash Throne booking, which shout out Anna.
Ash Throne.
We
Shout
love
out
you.
Anna.
Yeah, and like fuck, where was I going with this? But,
Talk about being a resource.
Yeah, and like if somebody wants to know like, hey, how do I get in contact with like this venue? Like I know somebody's asked me that for like Blackstrap. I give them their email.
Yeah.
And like reach out to them there. Like I try to be like who I needed like when I was first getting into all this, or like, you know, be who you needed when you were younger. That's something I strive to be.
No, 100%. And like that's, you know, we're continuing to just talk about the scene, but like that so many people in the scene are like that. And I feel like it's, you know, it's a really special thing when you get to be a part of something like that, where it's just like, you know, being able to be surrounded by people that are just like, hey, I want to do the things for people that I was hoping for, you know, and it kind of also speaks back to like,
for sure,
you know, the interactions and just the support at shows and stuff like that. Because it's just like, you know, like, yeah, when I'm not saying that like for me, but like in terms of like headspace of like an artist, of like when I'm up on stage, like I want to be able to look out to the crowd and see people going crazy and, you know, seeing all the crowd surfing and the moshing.
Absolutely.
And, you know, all of that. And so it's just like, you know, when you're at a show, it's just like, yeah, bro, oh, this riff is disgusting. Let's fuck shit up, you know? And it's just, you know, it's really cool. And I think it's something that, you know, a rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
You know, also like another quote that I'm gonna steal from my boys in Bo Anderson, because you know I am Bo Anderson. You are Bo Anderson.
We are Bo Anderson.
Bo Anderson.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that they say pretty often is at this table we will all be kings.
I like that.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
No, I it's something I love a lot, because it's just, you know, that understanding of that support that's necessary for everybody to succeed. And you know, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. But where was I going with that? I don't know. But you know, to tie it back into just in terms of like your favorite part of doing all of this, I think, yeah, no, it's, you know, being able to not only like do the things personally that you want to do for yourself, but then also being able to be an asset and an ally for other people, I think is also one of the things that is very fulfilling.
Yeah,
About
for
the
sure.
scene.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we talked about just your favorite part of just all of this as a whole. But when it comes to just the creative process, making music, all of that, what's your favorite part of that process?
I think one of my favorite parts would definitely have to be like with Chopping Block, like finally hearing like the whole thing like put together. Because
Yeah.
that was one of the first songs that was written for Vindictive, and like one of the first songs I made a demo of.
Yeah.
And it underwent like a few different variations. Like the main like bass like riff of it like stayed the same, but like I rewrote the solo a couple times and like did some different overdubs on the chorus and whatnot. And like hearing the way the single is now, like it sounds damn near identical to the way we do it live now.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like that's definitely one of my favorite parts about it.
Oh, absolutely. I had a question and I just lost it.
Oh shit.
Hold on. It'll come back to me. Maybe beer will help.
He's thinking, y'all.
Oh, I got it back.
What's up?
Where do you guys record at?
Well, like the instrumental stuff for Chopping Block and our upcoming single, God Complex, as well as like the rest of the stuff that's going to be on the first release, that was recorded at this place I used to live at with one of Patrick's old bandmates from Broken Cloud Machine, Calvin. It was recorded in like Gainesville, or well, technically Murrayville,
Okay.
which is like between Gainesville and Dahlonega.
Yeah,
It's like,
I know. I went up to school there. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, we had like a little like living room, like band room area, and that's where we
Okay.
did most of it.
Hell yeah.
And like, unfortunately, things didn't really work out with me living there. Like, that's a discussion for another day, though.
Yeah.
But we've recorded like the vocals and as well as me like touching up on some guitars with Alex from Electric Gemini.
Okay. Hell yeah.
He has like a little DIY basement studio at his house, and it's really cool. I love working with him because like it feels more collaborative.
Yeah.
It's like we had somebody we were recording with before, and like the way we were going about the process, which I love that guy as a person, but like the way he was doing certain things we weren't really vibing with. Like he was using those like digital like amp sims like in the plugins and stuff, which I feel like those have their purpose.
Yeah.
Like if it's really late at night and you can't fucking like crank up like your tube head and like the half stack and everything, or like if you're trying to like demo stuff. And I've just always felt like real amps are a little bit better and they sound better, and I feel like it feels a little more like real,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And also like this guy, like the way he was doing it is like we'd play one part like a verse riff or a chorus or something one time, and then he would like copy and paste it and like put it in like where each part was supposed to go, which
Yeah.
I can see how that saves time and why some people might want to do that, but I feel like that kind of takes away from like the real aspect and like the
Yeah.
human element of all of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like one thing what was I about to say? One thing that I never really wanted, like with our recording, is like for another producer to come in and like take over the whole process. Like I was looking for somebody that's going to work together like alongside with us to help us get these songs sounding as good as they can.
More so looking for somebody to help assist you guys in being you.
Exactly. And I feel like Alex does that perfectly.
Absolutely. Shout out Electric Gemini.
Yes. Love those guys as well.
They rip.
Absolutely.
So you were talking about with that whole recording process and like one of your frustrations when it came to like say if it was like a verse riff, just like copying and pasting it into different.
Yeah.
Is it because like I know you said it's like you want it to feel more real.
Yeah.
But then it's also like, I mean, because like I also know like, you know, I've listened to thousands of songs, and like I also know like sometimes it's not even just like obviously like sometimes it might be somewhat similar, but then also at the same time you might throw in different accents and different things in there to kind of naturally progress the song and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like that's another thing with who we were recording with at first. Like he was kind of sort of in a way trying to talk us out of like recording like live drums and wanting to use like MIDI drums instead, which I mean like MIDI drum technology has come pretty far in recent years. It sounds damn near identical to a real drum kit, but like I would rather have like an actual recording of Patrick playing on all of our songs rather than do that. I just, like I said, it just feels more real.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know?
Absolutely. No, it's I mean I always feel like you can never, I mean, technology has gotten so advanced, but at the same time it still cannot emulate human imagination.
Right.
You know? And I feel like that is such a core part of creating art. You know? Like it's I feel like it's such a necessary part of what makes art.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And like you can't there's there's definitely technology that helps accentuate that.
For sure.
And I feel like that is, in my opinion, I feel like that's like the proper role that it should be in.
I agree.
But yeah, you know, like you can't replace that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, you know, like continuing to talk, probably be my last thing about the recording process and all of that. But yeah, like what's your, if I already asked you this, let me know. What's your favorite part of the recording process? And then what is, you did talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about your favorite part of the recording process. What's your least favorite part?
Probably would have to be like how tedious it can be.
Yeah.
Sometimes like having to do it over and over again until you get like the right take or the quote unquote perfect take.
Yeah.
Which it might feel kind of annoying like in the moment, but like once you hear like the finished product, like it makes it all worth it to me.
100%. No, I've sat in on several like recording sessions and like it's a fun time.
Yeah.
Like I love the energy because it's just, you know, like we're just, you know, just fucking shooting the shit and like getting shit done and all of that. But also at the same time, it is nowhere near as sexy as people kind of make it out to be.
Yeah, you were absolutely right about that one, man.
Like so much of it is just like you're sitting on a couch and watching your friend play the same riff for
over
like
and over and over.
And like you might be sitting there like shooting the shit with your other friend, and then like the one that's actually trying to record, like, guys, respectfully, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But one thing that Alex does, like, that I really like is, like, when we're recording vocals with him, like, if we're doing, like, whether it's, like, a verse or a chorus or something, and, like, one line of it was good, but, like, one could be better. Like, he'll keep that one line in that was good, but have us just re-record the one that could be better and whatnot, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's like, that's always something funny about the recording process.
Absolutely.
That, like, it just, the moment you brought that up, I was like, I feel your pain.
Yeah.
No, it's like I love, and I always feel honored anytime anybody is like, we want you to be like sit in on this. It's always such a fun time being able to do it, but it also is just like there are parts of it when it's just like I'll talk to some of my friends. It's like, oh yeah, it's like I got to sit in on this recording session and all that stuff. It's like, oh, that must be so much fun. I was like, yeah, on one hand it is, but then also on the other hand, it's just like it's not like I'm walking into the studio and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm about to rip this nasty solo. Like no. It might be trucking the same fucking note for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, brother. You already know.
But kind of wrapping this up. What's next?
Well,
I know. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I know God Complex drops pretty soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, like aside from that, like.
We have our song Fafo, Fuck Around and Find Out, the one that we close out all of our live performances with. We may or may not be releasing that one as a single at some point.
Absolutely.
And then after that will be just the EP.
Yeah.
And we've been building good momentum this year. We've been lucky enough to where like most of the shows we've played in 2026 so far have been like shows that we got asked to be a part of by like another band or like a promoter or something, instead of us like reaching out to a venue and being like, hey, please let us come play there.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure a lot of you may already know this, but trying to like reach out to a venue directly to book a show is a pain in the fucking ass. It's like, okay, like you'll include all this helpful information, like, hey, we have this song out, our target date is this, and like we've done X, X, and X, and like it'll just be like crickets.
Yeah. No, it's booking shows is like, because I've had people come up to me and ask like, oh, like, do you want to like really get into booking and stuff like that? And I mean, I will book things at venues every once in a while. I genuinely hate booking shows at real venues. It is the biggest pain in the ass because the amount of follow-up emails and just the level of annoyance that you have to be to get somebody to respond for that stuff.
Yeah.
Is maddening.
It is, but also like at the same time, like I think somebody told me it was Alex from Frigga 5 actually. Well, not in Frigga 5 anymore, but he was at the time. Like,
shout out Alex.
Yeah,
another GOAT.
One of my favorite fucking guitar players in this scene.
Yes,
absolutely. Like, this was like when we were first starting, and I was talking to him about this. Like, hey, we're trying to get shows, but these people aren't responding to us. He was like, that's when you follow up and like have consistency. That shows you really want it.
No, and that's been the thing where it's just like anytime I've like booked shows, it's like literally like, okay, I'll send the first email, and then 3 days later you gotta send another one, and then from there it's like low key you start just pestering people like every other day. I'm just like, hey, just responding, have you seen my email? Hey, have you seen my email? Hey,
I'm still here, I still want to do this.
Yeah, no, and it's just booking is very interesting, but so no, you got 2 new singles potentially coming out soon.
Yes.
Do you guys have a target date for EP, or is it still kind of?
It's still kind of up in the air right now. We were talking about doing August, but I think we might push it towards like a little later in the year, like, you know, kind of space things out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I like was planning to ask you, but like forgot. I think I kind of touched on all the stuff I wanted to talk about.
All right.
Mm.
Oh, he's cooking, y'all.
Okay, here's what we. Do you have any questions for me, Will?
Well, I know I've asked you before where you got the name Groovy Dave from, and you explained that to me.
Yeah.
But like, what made you want to get into like doing all this with like the local scene and everything?
Okay. So I mean, I've always been like a music nerd. I mean, I've played instruments throughout my entire childhood. Was like average. Was never like I was never like a really good musician or anything like that. But I just love being around it.
I got you.
And then, you know, as a lot of people know, Tristan, the bassist for Intention. I mean, that's my brother.
Yeah.
And you know, I was always supporting him because just, you know, it's just like kind of just how our friendship has always been. It's one of the things that I cherish about that relationship is like any big moment, like we have always been there to support each other.
Hell yeah.
And he joined Intention. I started going to a lot of their shows. And then I started just, you know, just for fun, just carrying my camcorder with me to like a bunch of different places, whether it was shows or just hanging out with friends and just stuff like that, just wanting to just fucking shoot shit. And then from there, it kind of is just like, you know, I knew that starting back last year, I knew that they had, they were in the Battle of the Bands for 420 Fest at
Yeah, I remember seeing like the flyers for that. I don't
yeah.
think I ever actually went to any of those shows though.
Yeah, and so I shot that show for them, and realized I fucking love doing this.
Hell yeah.
And so yeah, like all of last year, I pretty much just solely worked with Intention. Like all that first year was just me working with them, just because it was like, you know, I love Tristan and I want to help him in whatever way that I can.
Hell yeah, man.
And then towards the end of that year, it was just, you know, I started to kind of sit down and think about stuff. And then also, you know, I also talked about this on the first episode of the pod with Zach. You know, Zach and Tristan both were like, yo, like, obviously, like, we love you, and anytime we can collaborate with you, we're going to do it. But also at the same time, like, you're selling yourself short if you don't start reaching out to other bands, because there's so much that you can do for this scene. And, you know, I kind of just started to sit down and think about it, and I was like, you know, honestly, like, you know, I'd already started to build relationships with people in the scene. Yeah, I just was like, you know what, fuck it. And it was like, let's just start doing it. And it was like towards the end of that year, I was already kind of starting to kind of feel that itch already. And it's just, yeah, no, I love music. Music is one of, to me, it's the most beautiful medium there is. It brings people together in ways that I don't think anything else can.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, man.
You know, it's just being able to be surrounded by people that share that same love for an art form like that.
Yeah.
And knowing that people have that same love, for me, it was just something where it was just like, if I can help people achieve the things that they want to achieve and do the things that they want to do, if I can help people do that, like,
I'm all for it. And so it kind of just fell together from there, and I just kind of, I took a couple of months to kind of just start planning exactly how I wanted the brand to look and all that stuff, and now we're here.
Hell yeah, man.
But,
That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, dude, I ain't got nothing else.
All right.
But dude, I can't thank you enough for being on it.
Yeah, man.
And I'm gonna close it out giving you some flowers, because I genuinely, I really, really respect how much you support everybody else in the scene. It shows.
I appreciate that, man.
And like, obviously, we talked about how like a lot of people in the scene show support and all that stuff, but also at the same time, you look, everybody does it in their own ways.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just want to take that moment to kind of just let you know, like, it means a lot, just the support you've given me, the support that I see you give other people. Like, I have a lot of respect for the stuff that you've been doing, man, and just keep going.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Absolutely. Hey, this is Will York from Vindictive Mind. Go check them out. Where can they find you and your wonderful music?
Well, you can find us on Instagram at Vindictive Mind GA. We also have Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, like all the major platforms. We have a Bandcamp page. We have a TikTok, but there's nothing on it because
I hate TikTok.
Fucking Nino keeps saying like, "Oh, I'll run the band's TikTok for us," because like he knows the most about it, but like he's never gotten around to putting anything on there. Like, Nino, I love you to death. You're my brother, little brother I never asked for, but it's true.
Well, there you have it, bro. Thank you again, man.
Thank you for having me. And
Yes,
that was
sir.
a crispy dap. Holy
Crispy
shit.
dab.
This
Crispy
man is
dab.
the king of crispy daps. Let that be known.
And we out.
Yes, sir.